What if everything you thought you knew about ancient history was wrong? Hidden deep within the mysterious Book of Enoch lies a series of forbidden myths, stories so powerful they were banned from the Bible and buried for centuries. These ancient accounts speak of fallen angels, secret knowledge, and a cosmic rebellion that reshaped humanity's destiny. In this video, we uncover the forbidden myths of Enoch that rewrite human history. Join us as we explore the secrets that challenge mainstream beliefs and reveal a version of our past few dare to believe, but once seen can never be forgotten. The forbidden myths of Enoch that rewrite human history. The Book of Enoch is one of the most controversial and mysterious ancient texts ever discovered. Rejected by most branches of mainstream Christianity and Judaism, it remains largely excluded from the canonized Bible. Yet it offers staggering revelations that challenge traditional biblical narratives, from the origins of angels and demons to the true story of humanity's fall. Beneath its poetic visions lie forbidden myths that, if taken seriously, could rewrite what we think we know about human history, divine beings, and the cosmos itself. This article explores those myths, the stories hidden in Enoch that were deemed too dangerous, too radical, or too mystical for the official canon. Let's dive into the ancient secrets that the scribes tried to silence. 1. The Watchers, divine beings who fell for love. The Book of Enoch introduces a group of angels known as the Watchers, heavenly beings tasked with observing humanity. But instead of merely watching, they descended to earth, captivated by the beauty of human women. These angels, led by Semjaza, made a pact to leave their celestial posts and take wives among mortals. And they took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. 1 Enoch 6:2. This act of transgression was not just about lust. It represented a cosmic rebellion. The Watchers introduced forbidden knowledge to humanity: weapon-making, astrology, enchantments, root-cutting, and even cosmetics. According to Enoch, this knowledge corrupted the earth and violated the divine order. This myth radically shifts the blame for human corruption. Rather than Adam and Eve's sin alone, it suggests celestial beings were complicit in distorting humanity's path, a concept absent from Genesis but foundational in Enochian literature. 2. The Nephilim, giants born of heaven and earth. From the union of angels and humans came the Nephilim, hybrid offspring described as giants, violent and ravenous, consuming everything in their path. And they became pregnant and they bare great giants, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. 1 Enoch 7:2-5. The myth of the Nephilim suggests that Earth's great destruction, often associated with the biblical flood, was not just because of human sin but also because of these monstrous half-divine beings. Their existence corrupted the balance of the earth itself. This portrayal of the Nephilim as a catalyst for global catastrophe challenges traditional flood narratives. It implies that divine judgment fell not only due to human wickedness but because of supernatural interference. Enoch paints a world where spiritual rebellion had physical, catastrophic consequences. 3. Azazel and the origins of evil technology. Among the Watchers, Azazel is singled out as especially guilty. He is credited with teaching warfare, metalworking, and seduction. His name becomes synonymous with the corruption of earth. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and he showed them metals and the art of working them. 1 Enoch 8:1. This passage implies that what we consider the dawn of human civilization, metallurgy, adornment, and military technology, was not progress but a fall. Knowledge itself was viewed as dangerous, a divine secret that should have remained hidden. In traditional theology, evil often begins with human disobedience. But in Enoch, the origins of evil are cosmic, interdimensional, and technological, a dangerous gift from heaven's fallen guardians. This concept redefines human history not as a slow path toward enlightenment, but as a descent into ruin sparked by divine rebellion. 4. The Cosmic Courts, Judgment of the Angels. One of the most powerful parts of the Book of Enoch is the heavenly courtroom drama. After the Watchers corrupt the earth, Enoch is summoned to deliver a message of judgment. God condemns the Watchers and their children, and orders the archangel Raphael to bind Azazel in the desert until the day of judgment. Bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the darkness, and cover him with rough and jagged rocks, and let him remain there forever. 1 Enoch 10:4-5. This celestial trial introduces a structured divine justice system in the cosmos, a spiritual courtroom that oversees both angelic and human actions. The angels who sinned are not just punished, they lose access to heaven and become imprisoned, often linked later to demons or evil spirits. This myth suggests that divine justice is active, present, and multifaceted, not only dealing with humans but also regulating the celestial realm. It blurs the line between myth and theology, and presents a universe constantly in moral tension. 5. Enoch the scribe of heaven. Enoch is not just a prophet. In this book he becomes something much greater, a divine intermediary. After being taken to heaven in visions, he is appointed the scribe of the Most High, recording the fate of angels and the destinies of men. And the Lord called me with his own mouth and said to me, Come hither, Enoch, and hear my word, and write it down. 1 Enoch 15:1. This elevation of Enoch, a mortal, to a heavenly role shatters the rigid boundaries between man and angel, earth and heaven. It suggests that humans can ascend to divine knowledge and status. The idea of apotheosis, becoming divine, was a theme in many ancient religions, but Enoch offers it within a monotheistic framework. His transformation reflects the possibility of humans as cosmic participants, not just passive recipients of divine law. 6. 7 Heavens and the Hidden Cosmos. Another radical myth in Enoch is the detailed description of the heavenly realms, multiple layers of heaven, filled with fiery beings, storehouses of winds and stars, and even prisons for fallen angels. Enoch describes the architecture of the cosmos with metaphysical precision. 7 heavens stacked above earth, each with its own inhabitants, purposes, and secrets. This contrasts with the typical biblical image of a singular heaven. These visions predate modern cosmology but contain profound symbolic insights. Stars as conscious beings, cosmic laws enforced by angelic forces, and time itself as a created, regulated force. The universe is not just a physical space but a moral one, where order, rebellion, and judgment ripple across dimensions. 7. The origin of demons, spirits of the dead nephilim. Enoch introduces a terrifying myth explaining the origin of demons, not as fallen angels, but as the lingering spirits of the nephilim, after their physical bodies were destroyed by the flood. The spirits of the giants shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. 1 Enoch 15:8. These spirits, born of unnatural union, are denied heaven and remain bound to earth, tormenting humanity until the end of days. They are rootless, parasitic, and vengeful. This myth redefines demonic activity. Instead of being purely fallen angels, as in later Christian doctrine, demons are the chaotic residue of ancient sins, hybrid creatures that haunt history. It gives a tragic, almost sympathetic dimension to these beings, as cursed children of a cosmic crime. 8. The Final Judgment, Cosmic Renewal, not just damnation. Enoch doesn't just end with punishment. It speaks of a future cosmic renewal, where justice will be restored, the righteous will be raised, and a new earth will emerge. The Messiah, sometimes referred to as the Son of Man, will preside over the new age. Then shall the earth be cleansed from all pollution, and the righteous shall live and rejoice upon her. 1 Enoch 10:22. This eschatology vision of the end closely parallels apocalyptic passages in Revelation, but predates them by centuries. It emphasizes not only divine wrath but divine mercy, restoration, and eternal balance. 9. Why these myths were forbidden. The Book of Enoch was widely read among early Jews and even cited in the New Testament. See Jude 1 verses 14-15. But by the 4th century CE, it was excluded from most Christian canons and disappeared from Jewish tradition. Why? Likely because it was too radical. It undermined the simplicity of Genesis. It gave angels and demons vivid, complex roles that were hard to reconcile with later theology. It introduced cosmic knowledge, multiple heavens, and alternate origins of evil. It allowed for human transformation, even apotheosis. In essence, it gave humans and angels too much agency, blurring boundaries that religious authorities wanted to keep firm. A new old view of history. The forbidden myths of Enoch paint a universe teeming with divine drama, celestial rebellion, and moral complexity. They suggest that history is not merely the story of human kings and kingdoms, but a battleground of cosmic powers. They reframe evil not as a human invention alone, but as a contagion from fallen stars. They portray humanity as more than passive sinners, as victims, recipients, and participants in a celestial drama. Though buried for centuries, the Book of Enoch endures, not because it was accepted but because it dares to ask dangerous questions. What if our history was shaped by beings beyond this world? What if the fall wasn't ours alone? And what if forgotten truths were hidden not to protect us, but to keep us from knowing who we really are? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the hidden realms of Enoch's forbidden myths. These ancient secrets offer more than just mystery, they challenge the very foundations of human history and spiritual belief. If this exploration opened your eyes to a forgotten past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into ancient texts and untold truths. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think these myths really mean? Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking, and remember, history isn't always what we've been told. Sometimes it's what they tried hardest to hide.